Charlene, welcome in. As you do come in, please make yourself comfy. I will be doing a week ahead check-in with tarot. And one moment, got to do a little administrative here. So I just need to pull this up and we'll get to going here. I hope everybody has had a fabulous week. I've had a really pretty good one myself, I'm happy to say. Now, let me see here. There we go. I just have to pull it up on my device so I can see the chat better. Perfect. And we'll do that. And one more little click here, and I think we'll be good to go. Okay, very good. Yay. So, what I wonder is coming for us this week? I didn't mean it that way. Coming for us, coming toward us. That's what I meant to say. I was listening to, what was her name? I love to give credit due, but I can't remember the astrologer's name, so forgive me. But she was talking about the aspects that are going to be happening this coming week. Now, it was a Scorpio reading, but the aspects she was talking about were for everybody. So next weekend on the 4th of July, we've got some big things happening in the sky. I believe Mars is, don't quote me on this, please do your own homework. I believe it was Mars is conjunct Uranus or square Uranus, maybe square. Maybe it's square Uranus and conjunct or something. I don't know what the term is. The north and the south node. North and south node are destiny points. The south node is, in my understanding, it's kind of where we've come from, your prior life experience, previous lives. What you've accomplished in the north node is where you're headed, where your soul kind of came in to incarnation to achieve in this lifetime. So you've got the planet of fire and energy, Mars, duking it out with Uranus, the planet of surprise and sudden events around your destiny. That's my summation of all of that. So that's a lot. That's a lot. Anyway, best of luck to everybody. Who knows? And that's a global thing. So who knows what that could bring. Hey, Kylie, how are you? Good evening. Warm welcome to you. I'm just getting cranked up here. I do not tell anybody's future. I am indeed a granny and proud of it. However, tarot can, oh, I love that. Flow state, that's so cool. Thank you, Maria. That's so cool. Love that. Tarot tells you what's in your potential, because I don't believe anybody really tells the future. Nothing is written in stone. That's not how I use tarot. Tarot is a tool, and there are many, that can tell you where you are. In other words, if you don't change anything, if you don't, I believe in the law of attraction. So if you don't change your current actions, you're going to get this, whatever in the future. It tells you what path you're on. So that's how I use tarot. Now, everybody has free will, but I also believe that you can change the path of your future. So that's how I operate over here on my channel. I'm not your typical tarot reader either. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can get this light a little bit better. I don't know if that's enough. I don't want to get full on here. I don't know if that's good or bad. Better, a little better maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to be blinded by it either. Eesh. So, I'm very good, Kylie. Thank you for asking. I had a good week. I've had a lot going on this year, and recently I've been moving and yada yada, which you don't want to hear all of it. Finally decided to just slow down just a wee bit and catch my breath. So that's what I did this week, and allowed myself some self-care. I went to, good evening, Hanvaz. Am I saying that right? I'm also squinting because I don't have my glasses on. So today was a self-care day, and I went to a sound bath with the crystal singing bowls. And I came home and meditated, and now I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little while. So, tell me where you guys are from. I always love knowing where people are from. I know it's not complimentary, but then again, I'm old. What can I say? I'm trying. See, I've got this little light that will light up the moon over here, but then that's so bright it blinds me, and I'm not real happy with that either. So, oh, let me turn this one on. Maybe this will help. Is that better? No, no, that's. We'll just have to. We'll make do with that. How about that? Carmen is from New Zealand. I love that. I love that. Awesome. Thank you, Toto. Well, hey, I'm hanging in here for an old girl. Are you kidding? How many people my age? I'm 74. How many people my age are out here doing social media and YouTube channels and crazy? Crazy. It's crazy. Dogs and cats sleeping together. It's crazy. What movie was that line from? Who can tell me what movie was that line from? You are 21. That's a fine age to be. Your life is all in front of you. You went to this Toy Story movie. That looked like fun. I saw the previews to that. I went to see Disclosure Day for the second time this week. Happy full moon. Amen. That's tomorrow or tonight. Oh, Carmen. Well, I'm lucky. I'm very lucky that way. I'm not going to take this because I didn't get my question out yet. I'm very, very blessed. I really, really am. I try to take good care of myself. I work out regularly. I eat pretty good. I do all the things. You know, I've been meditating for 35 years. I think that really, really helps a lot too. So I'm doing what I can, and the rest, you know, you just got to take what comes because we all got to leave here with something, right? So nobody, you got it, Nick, you got it. Yes, Nick got it. He wins a prize. Ding, 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 ding. Ghostbusters, that's correct. Not Dan Aykroyd. No. It was, oh gosh, I'm seeing his face. Not Dan Aykroyd, the other one. Oh, come on. Tell me, what was his name, Nick? Help me out here. I'm so seeing his face, just can't pull his name out of my old brain. Nick gets to ask one free question tonight. That should be my new thing. I should just a little trivia here to start the thing before we get into the week ahead reading. Bill Murray, there it is. There it is, Nick. Bill Murray. That's exactly who it is. Good old Bill. He's still around too. What was I watching? Oh, it's a British talk show. Anyway, he was still making everybody laugh. What can I tell you? Now, Nick, you got a quick question? Let me pull a couple cards from you, just because that was fun. Thank you, Matthew. I love that you stopped by and say always drop something sweet like that. Thank you. How's your week been? Because these are paid readings, but I'm going to give Nick a free question here. One question. What's your question, Nick? Hey, Cherie, how you doing, sweetie? I didn't ask the question yet. Hold on. I'm just getting warmed up with the cards is all I'm doing. Hey, Deborah. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Glad everybody's hanging out tonight. Hanging out. So, Nick, what's your question? Type a question here. What would you like to know that I can help you with? Oh, that's so sweet and very, very generous. Okay. Well, now you're going to have people fighting. You know that, right? You'll have to pick somebody. But thank you for dropping in and making that interesting. That was fabulous. Yep, good old Bill Murray and the Ghostbusters. Still one of my favorite theme songs ever. It's just good, happy, motivating. Love that movie, timeless. And I will say, I noticed at the theater, they are bringing back old movies to play at the theater, probably as a way to keep the doors open. I don't know. But, some movies are just better on the big screen. They had like the original Fast and Furious, I think, when they were advertising, and I'm trying to remember. I don't know, but that would be a good one. I'd love to see that on the big screen again for sure. I should put that in the suggestion box, right? No, Aaron, we did not debunk anything. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you, Nick. I am squinting. Mohit, am I saying that correctly? Mohit, what's your question? One question, not 10. I'll try to wrap it into one, just one. One quick question. And I will ask it. Let me do this. I will do the week ahead check in because some people come here just for that. And then I'll answer your question after that. So hang out with me for just a minute, Mohit. So let's start the official reading here now that we visited for a minute. What does the week ahead going to bring for my collective audience here? Hey, Mark, good evening. Just general energies here, not asking about love in particular. We'll see what comes out. Show me what the week ahead might bring toward my... Oh, Matthew, you are so kind. Oh, hey, Eli. I was going to ask you how he was doing. Has he had a good week? I hope. You sent him a virtual hug from Mama D. Okay, hold on. We're exploding here. Just a minute. Okay. Oh, what page of clubs we like? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, okay. Somewhat challenging, but these are minor arcana. So it's just a little what I call bumps in the road, bumps of life in the road. That's what this looks like. So some of you this week, you're gonna butt heads with somebody. Sorry. No, I'm gonna rephrase that. Can I take that back, please? Erase that. You're going to be offered an opportunity. And you might be putting something in the past. This could be something that you've been having a hard time putting in the past. Really, I'm feeling somebody out there has just sort of been punishing themselves. This is the card of anxiety and stress and sleepless nights. So I think you're about to put that behind you because there's somebody here that's going to be expressing their feelings about that. So I don't know if that's you and that's how you're going to put this in the past, or somebody coming toward you to put that in the past. Because now I didn't express this to be a love reading, but because maybe they're just tired of being out in the cold and they want to collaborate again. This could be work. This could have to do with work for sure. And I think on some level you didn't think this was going to be this was going to be mended. You didn't think that whatever this has happened, and I'm thinking this has already happened. If not, it might be coming. Because I think you, collective, have tried to move on from this. And maybe you are. Maybe that's actually what's happening here. Maybe you're saying, hey, I'm sorry we had those words. I appreciate you honoring my feelings, and you might agree to go your separate ways. I don't know. Because it looks like something new is coming in. Or maybe that just means you want something new. All right, let's get a few more cards here. Well, Kyle, no girlfriend. She broke up with me. Well, I'm sorry. Unless we can just look at that as Rejection is a redirection. So that to me just means you got something better coming, baby. That's what you need to believe about that. Yeah, this is somebody, I swear. Yeah. I don't know again, guys, if this is you, the collective, or someone you encounter, something you encounter this week. But somewhere in this, there was a bad decision. Somebody made a bad decision. It could have been a bad decision that regarding some kind of betrayal or some kind of an ending. I don't know if this is your boss. I don't know if this is your neighbor. I don't know if this is your sibling, your girlfriend, boyfriend. I mean, it could be that. Larry says, I am hitting it. Thank you. I'm glad you, thank you so much for that confirmation, Larry. I don't look for that, but I sure do appreciate it. So this, yeah, and somebody here, again, I don't know which side of this you're on, you're bossing up. You're saying, okay, fine. You're doing what I recommended. I think it was last week's reading. It wasn't last week. It might have been the week before. I talked about how I used to tell my students, when you have difficult things happening, be like the duck, or difficult people. Be like the duck. Let it roll off your back. And that's what this energy feels like to me. The Emperor with the King of Cups, bossing up, saying, okay, I'm going to be in my power. I'm not afraid to feel my emotions, but the King of Cups, he's selective about where he expresses his feelings. And so there's an ending here of some kind. Putting it in the past, because this is something that's been very, very heavy on whichever side this is. It's possible for somebody this had to do with being unwilling to make a decision, being afraid of making the wrong decision, not having clarity about making a decision. Okay, there you go. So Kyle's saying that Ace of Cups applied to him, looking for a new girlfriend. Well, there you go. What's meant for you will never pass you by. I do believe that. Now, you might sit in your lap, but if you're not in alignment with it, you might miss it. All right, what else? Well, yeah, see, that was at the bottom of the deck. That wanted to come out. 10 of Wands, this is the end of the journey. Any 10 in tarot represents the end of that particular journey. Wands is efforting physical strife in this place. Look, he can't carry, that's 10 heavy, heavy wands. He's just tired. He's worn out. He can't carry this anymore, and he's ready to put it down. Now, what happens when he puts it down? It resets to an ace. We like that. We like that it resets. My journey shall return. Well, you live long enough, it does. Aquarius and Virgo rising. Yes, I do. Yes, I do know a friend of mine who's an Aquarius. I had to think. Moon or sun sign, yeah. I think whatever this was for you, you felt like it was undermining your stability, for one thing. This could have been a person. Now, there's no gender in tarot. I'm going to say she because it's a she on the card. This Queen of Pentacles in reverse represents somebody, in my opinion. These are people, the court cards. Someone who was not stable. This represents somebody who might have been interesting. I've never heard that describe her. Too much, wanting too much in a, how do I say that? In a spiritually immature and emotionally immature way. Somebody who's needy, maybe even a little greedy, codependent. She can be codependent. So that could be somebody you've been dealing with. Okay, Mohit, we will come back to that. That's a little tough to answer in a tarot reading, but I will give it my best shot for you. Hey, Derek, how are you? Happy Sunday. And so I think, guys, this is saying you just had enough. This is like kaput. I'm putting this behind me. I'm now going to focus on my own personal happiness. And you may be delivering that news to somebody, or somebody's delivering it to you. Again, I don't know which side of the equation you're on. Now, if this is somebody bringing this message to you, it feels a bit combative. It feels like, to me, they're protecting their own self-interest. There's a bit of, not, I won't say, I don't see deceit so much as they're just not telling you the whole story. Okay, they're defending their position a bit. This is something like somebody would come in. I'm sorry that I didn't give you, how do I say, somebody who would try to placate you and then turn around and defend their position again, like they didn't even say what they said. And a little bit of that's here. A little bit of that's here. And so I think, yeah, there was a toxic energy here for somebody. Yeah, this is this is toxic for sure. So I think you've just decided that's just not what you want for the long term. You've decided, I'm going to plant my seed somewhere else. I'm going to have victory somewhere else. Here's this now the Knight of Cups. Now this could be a person. Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. So this has caused you, or vice versa, the lesson, the offering here has enabled you with the opportunity for emotional growth, because we've matured from the page now to the Knight. So that's one of the lessons, and you are, I think, deciding that you want to be set free from this. Now, whether you've actually done it, or again, I don't know if this is somebody setting you free or vice versa. Because you felt held back. You felt, or that this is person. This is about restrictions. This is a card of toxicity. Anything that holds you back from being the best version of yourself. This is also addictions. All kinds of addictions. Because somebody was being selfish and self-centered. They wanted it their way or the highway. And so therefore somebody pulled back, you or them pulled back. And again, I don't know if this is your boss, your friend, your family member, I don't know, your neighbor, and now has decided, no, I need to let that go. That is not serving me. That's not doing me any good. I need to, and now the cards are repeating. I need to go look for something new. This is never going to balance out. I can see that now. This is never going to balance out. It's caused me too much upheaval. And I've gotten a new perspective through this time out and through the Hermit there. There we go. Things are going to balance out. Judgment card. Yep. Oh. All right. I'm liking it. I'm liking that. Yeah, well, these are some, I have to say, and I try not to make this sound heavy. I don't want to do that. Blessed Done, these are paid readings with the exception of one free one that I'm going to give away here because of something that happened earlier in the feed here. But you're welcome to purchase one. They are $15 PayPal or $20 through Super Chat. But these can be some heavy cards here, folks. These are three very, very heavy cards. So you've been through something, or again, if this hasn't happened, it may be coming. Fair warning. This is a lot of anxiety and stress. This is betrayal. This is an ending that you're having a hard time either letting go of or getting over. This is saying, I'm worn out. I can't do this anymore. This is a heavy burden. I can't hold it anymore. So I think this is, that's why this card is here. I think maybe you're not taking action this week, but you're making the decision this week to say, no, I've got to take care of myself. And I don't feel this is selfish in any way. This feels like you're finally just saying, I can't talk that person. Might be somebody I care about, but I cannot tolerate that anymore. I've got to do a little self-care here. Um I've got to look after myself and maintain my own personal happiness and what's best for me. And that might be a difficult message you deliver to somebody, or again, vice versa, you might be on the receiving end of that. Um Okay, well, thank you, Blessed Done. I love that you sub. Thank you so very, very much. Each and every one is appreciated by good old Mama D here. Thank you. I do appreciate each and every one of y'all, and I love it. Y'all join me here on Sunday nights. Typically, I'm here on Sunday nights. I've been out for a bit. I've been trying to get my life back together after some surgeries and a move and life, just life. But I'm starting to feel myself again. Thank heavens. Whee. Now I'm going to ask for my heat. Wait 1 second. Let me put these back. So that was kind of what your heads up is for this coming week for you guys. Let me get a little sip of water. What deck for Mohit? Mohit, do you have any? I'm going to ask you some questions just from my intuition before I pull cards. I don't know if there's some association with medical. So I don't know if this is what you've already done, what you've been trained to do, but you want to change careers, what you're thinking about doing. Maybe that's just something you've been exposed to because you're family members, but I'm seeing something medical either around you or in your perimeter. So is that, can you verify that for me? Mahid said, oh my God, I just completed my bachelor in pharmacy. Okay, thank you. Perfect, perfect. All right, let me see. I'm just holding these for, give my hand something to do. All right, just hang in here with me if you will. And tell me if I'm right or wrong, because, I'm not afraid to be wrong here. It feels, I'm trying to put what I'm feeling into words. So, and Mercury, I think, just went retrograde or whatever. That's my excuse. Your decision either has had, in other words, your path up to this point has been influenced by or is currently being influenced by family members. I'm seeing 2 family members. It's almost like you're waiting. You did what you did, and now you were either waiting on somebody else, maybe a sibling or something, to finish what they were doing. Maybe you were helping support them. Maybe this had to do with your, I don't know, living. I don't know what that situation is, but it feels like this decision is somehow connected to another family member. Is that correct? Or does that make any sense at all? Mohit. Let's see. Yes, it was influenced by my dad's decision and a so-called neighbor who influenced my dad. Okay, that's the 2 people. Thank you for that. And I'm hearing you say inside, nobody else is hearing this. I'm hearing you say, but that's not really what I want to do. That's not where my heart is. And that's why you're asking. You have all this training. You have, maybe you even had the student debt. I don't know. All this time, and yet your heart is not really there 100%. You're being pulled. You just know it. Yet you're very capable, you can do it, but there's just not that pull, that emotional spark, that something that lights you up in doing this when you think about doing it for the rest of your life. Is that true? Hence why you're asking the question. Yep, true? Okay. So now that we've established that I've honed in on your energy, now we'll kind of look at your question, which is, what in the world should you do? Have you thought about some kind of an alternative field, still related to medical training in some form or fashion, but not like a traditional doctor's path, but something alternative? Because there's something that you thought about, it feels to me, you can tell me I'm wrong, or you can tell me I'm right, but it scares you a little bit because it is non traditional and that's not the path that you're expected to go down. You want to get an MBA or other masters? Is that a question or a statement? Are you asking me that question? I don't see if, well, let me wait for you to answer. Is that a question or a statement? Suggestion. Oh, yes, animal. That was, I thought this was he. Yep, I had been applying to government jobs and MBA admissions. Okay, okay, great. Hey, Gary, good evening. I missed you last week. I was kind of worried. I hadn't seen you since you commented about needing some help, and it's been on my mind. You've been on my mind. So I hope you're doing better. I hope you're okay, and I'm glad you're here. Good to see you virtually. Mohit, I'm going to be very blunt with you. There is, I mean, I'm not saying no to any of those things. There is something that's, yes, that is definitely a divergence from pharmacy training. I can't deny that. I feel like, and maybe this hasn't come up for you. That might be talking about something that you haven't experienced yet that might be in your path. I don't predict the future, but I can sometimes see ahead things that you might not have experienced yet. That's all. I think you might come across something that is, again, not traditional, where you can use more of that medical training, but you will have to acquire additional, like a specialty training. I'm trying to think of an example, like holistic medicine. That would be a one that comes to the top of my mind. You decide to go in to become a holistic medical practitioner of some kind. Um, oh, good, Gary. I'm so glad to hear that. I really did have you on my mind, hoping you were okay and in a better place. All right, let me get back into Mohit's energy here. I think what likely might be playing out for you is this government job situation. That might happen. I can kind of see how it will, but it might happen for the purpose that you don't see yet. That might happen to put you in an environment or a culture or um, a physical location change that would put you in the path of this alternative thing, because I'm seeing this more long term. It might be a stepping stone, in other words. So, um, yeah, you're going to have an experience somewhere down the line. You're going to have an experience and it's going to change your path a little bit. But back to the more urgent question. Actually, that's the answer to your question, your original question. I see you staying eventually. You, like I said, you might take this government job, and very likely you will take that, but know that it's a stepping stone. It's a path to get you where you're ultimately headed. It's not the end goal. That's what I'm feeling. And that ultimately you might go into some kind of something alternative. Well, you were very, very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, I feel like the government job is, if if you're asking me, should I go back to school or apply for a government job, I feel more likely the government job is the right pivot for you now, but that's just a feeling. That's just, that's what my intuition is telling me. I don't think your additional education, like the MBA admissions, is necessary now. You might need additional training, as I said, later when you um, change directions, you get more aligned with this other thing, whatever that ends up being. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful. And you are very, very welcome. My pleasure. Thank Nick. Thank Nick. Very cool. I'm glad we had this talk. I'm glad we had this talk. Oh, that was fun. I enjoy doing readings. I used to do readings before, long before, 30 years before I discovered or started using tarot. I mean, I knew tarot. I just didn't use it in my toolbox. This is how I was trained as an intuitive to do readings, just cold. I don't mean I'm cold. I mean, you just connect with somebody's energy and you start talking and things come up and things, that's how I was trained. Good. Thank you, Muhid. I appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you for lending us your good energy. I hope you will stop in again. So I've done my weekly reading. I did a reading gifted to Mohit. Anybody else wants a reading? Let me know right now, or this is your countdown. Or if you have a general, not personal, a general question about metaphysics or esoteric things that I might can help with. If it's not in my wheelhouse, I'll let you know that. But there's Mishi. Hey, Gracie, Mishi. What am I going to call you? Good evening. How is your... It was your back. How's your back? What in the world did you do? Chasing one of those boys around, probably, right? It hurts. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. That was about me, not you. I don't know how you did it, and I'm so sorry. You don't need that on top of everything else you're dealing with. I was hoping it was at least... Oh, thank you, Nancy, for the star. Thank you. I was hoping it was at least something fun, I don't know. Playing volleyball at the beach or something. I don't know. Oh, Karen, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you dropping in tonight. These are paid readings. And that information is pinned in the description box and also in the chat. So does anybody have just a general question that I might could help with, enlighten you or whatever. And while I'm waiting, y'all, I said this earlier, but most of you weren't here. I saw Disclosure Day for the second time, and it was so good. And I'm not gonna give it away if you haven't seen it, but treat yourself. Go see the movie. Spielberg has done it again. And guys, I have to give you my personal opinion. That that's not what I do here on this channel, is talk about those things, but why not? there's no accident that all this is coming out. You know, it's time. It's time. We've all known. We come on. We know. We know the aliens are here. It's just. But the interesting thing that, or what I found interesting that I have discovered, and this is not just from watching the Spielberg movie. I don't want you to know that I have other sources. Was that we think it's the government, and I don't want to get into conspiracies and all that. I don't want to go there. I'm not going to go there. But it really is the aliens who are controlling the disclosure of information, and they are doing that at a rate that they think we can handle it. And I thought that was a new thought slash concept for me. I thought, oh well, because I thought it was more of a collaboration, and thought that was interesting. So. Oops. About to knock my medicine feathers. Y'all know I keep my brother's feathers over here, right? Y'all ever see, I've ever shown these to you? Can y'all see the beadwork on that? These are the tiniest, sweetest little beads on these. These are eagle feathers. Yeah, I know. And I didn't even know this was in his box. I discovered this, and oh my God, again, beadwork is phenomenal. If this is some kind of a ceremonial thing, and anybody knows, I wish you would tell me. Isn't that incredible? Now, I'm not certain what feathers these are. They might be hawk feathers. But look at those are the teeny tiniest little beads. Can y'all see those? I know the light's not real good. Isn't that incredible? I'm just amazed. Anybody can do that. Oof. Put him back. My brother was just as white and American as I am, but he was inducted into a Native American tribe, and that's why I have these. He's no longer with us in the physical, but okay, nobody has a question? Nobody. I'm here with all of my vast 74 years of knowledge, and nobody has a general question. Well, that's sad, and not sad. It's sad that I can't just open the door and let y'all come on in. We'd sit around and have a cup of tea together and visit. It'd be lovely. Oh, I'm going to look. I don't think she did me, so let me look. No. Get rid of that. I can get rid of that. Okay, here we go. So I guess it's just one of those nights, Michelle. We'll call it a night early. That's okay with me. Karen, are you still here? You're starting to get clarity about your love situation. If you're not now, it's coming soon. You need to get clarity about what makes you happy. That's what's going to take you to Palmer Waters. There you go. There it is. Yep, last call for a reading. Last call. Last call. Gracie Poo, I have not had a chance to look at many of your videos this week. I'm sorry. I will try to catch up, but I love what you're doing. So for everybody who doesn't know, Grace has her own channel at Grace Happens Daily. So please go check her out. She's phenomenal. She's also a reader. So please avail yourself of her talents this week. All right, guys, I love that there are 11 people in the chat according to my phone, but I'm going to get up. Nobody has a question. I'm heading out. More content coming this week. Me too. I'm going to catch up. I'm going to catch up this week. I'm going to put out some short things this week myself. Gary, good evening. I will be good to myself and you too. my friend, you too. Self-care is highly underrated. So you be good to yourself this week too. Okay, guys. Happy Sunday. And I'll see you guys next week. I might try to go live during the week this week. Just, it's a holiday week. We'll see. Or the end of the week. I don't know. We'll see. Be good. Be kind. And above all, remember, happiness is a choice. So get busy getting happy. Y'all take care. Bye.